Hello, I am the sacred Angoi prophet of old. If you do not subscribe to this channel, I will die, and the secrets of the covenant will die with me. You must maintain the secrets of the covenant by subscribing to Jersunder. Thank you, I wanted you to know that.
It's been nearly a decade since the release of Halo 4, and I think it's safe to say that it's the most, if not tied for the most controversial Halo title, with Halo 5 meeting it at the finish line. The thing is, I've never really understood the deep hatred for the title. In fact, if we're talking about which Halo games I enjoy playing the most on MCC right now, the truth is that Halo 4 and Halo 2 Anniversary are my favorites. But before you assassinate me for this hot take, let's dig in deeper and talk further about what's brought me to this perspective, and maybe we can engage in a broader conversation about critical analysis of post-Bungie Halo. In 2011, with Halo Reach just barely in the rear view, Halo 4's announcement was a welcome one. Without a doubt, up until this moment, Halo Reach was the most controversial Halo game. It introduced a slew of non-legacy features and essentially killed classic gameplay, turning quite a bit of Halo fans off of the franchise, at least as long as Reach was the main game. So the announcement of Halo 4 was not an underappreciated one. We had no idea what to expect from it, even with the announcement trailer. All we knew was that something brand new was coming. In March of 2012, on the very same day that I actually got my learner's permit, no seriously, we got our first look at Halo 4's gameplay. Coming off of Reach, I was pleased to see a much more vivid color palette than Reach's, which featured a ton of dull, desaturated tones. They made Blood Gulch look boring. How do you even do that? It's like the easiest map to make pretty. Truth be told, we didn't really know exactly what we were getting with Halo 4's multiplayer pretty much until we got our hands on it. That was the experience for me, at least. So naturally, once we did get our hands on it, it was frankly shocking. I'm sure that 343 must have mentioned prior to Halo 4's launch the extent of the features that they were introducing, but somehow I don't think they properly articulated just how much this game was aping Call of Duty. We can have a discussion about whatever facet of this game that you want, but this was a clear attempt to attract the Call of Duty crowd. What am I talking about? Oh, nothing. Just the literal kill streaks, the perks, the classes, all of it. The only sign of Halo was the gameplay itself. That tight and responsive gunplay just couldn't get away. Now, I'll admit, I had two initial reactions to this experience. The first one is of absolute horror that my precious Halo was aping the enemy, as my silly, childish mind interpreted things. But then I realized that if I could look at this as a natural progression of Reach's multiplayer, it actually made a lot of sense. It felt good to play and was overall solid. But if I wanted to play a fast-paced shooter with classes, perks, and kill streaks, I'd be much better off playing Call of Duty, which, actually, I did. I wound up switching to Black Ops 2, and that was a ton of fun, truth be told. That's not even ultimately a discarding of Halo 4's vanilla multiplayer experience, and I promise I'll get back to that later, but we have a date with a dying AI. With Halo Reach in the rear view, 343 was left to follow up on the most emotionally heavy Halo game to have released. I think this is something that was heavily on their minds as the narrative of Halo 4 was crafted. How do you follow up on something such as the moment that Six holds Kat's lifeless corpse while helplessly watching the death of a civilization? The moment George sends you back to Reach and destroys the Long Night of Solace. These moments will always be some of my favorites in my gaming experiences, but Halo 4 hit different. With the UNSC forward onto Dawn drifting in the vacuum of space, Cortana's message ringing out, a mysterious presence scans the ship. Cortana snaps Chief awake, and suddenly we're back in action. Chief shoots his way out of the dawn and comes crashing into the planet below, finding himself on yet another mysterious Forerunner construct. But something's wrong. Cortana's acting strange. She's been in service for 8 years, and AI go into rampancy after 7. Her time is coming to an end. The story distracts you with an effort to put a stop to the Didact, an extremely effective and menacing villain with a very strong motive, but he isn't the threat. It's death itself. This is a story of someone we all learned to love over the past 11 years, and she's dying. There seems to be nothing we can do to stop it. There's a moment that I just have to show, because it's one of the most well-written chunks of any Halo media ever.
They'll pair you with another AI. Maybe even another Cortana model if Halsey lets them.
That's not going to happen.
It won't be me. You know that, right?
That moment kills, especially in light of...
My instructions were to enter this installation, imitate Cortana, and lock her down for retrieval.
But the moment that actually brought tears to my eyes arrived in the wake of the Didact's seemingly untimely ending. Cortana's goodbye. Now, I'd love to talk about the beautiful track Green and Blue, which plays here, but unfortunately, we don't get to because some silly suits don't want us using their music. I implore you, if you haven't experienced it yet, go do it right now. I'll have a link to it in the description. With Cortana's last goodbye, Chief is left broken. The impact can be felt. It's tangible. The world of Halo never felt so heavy. I think at its core, Halo 4 implements the themes and energy of Halo very well. It's certainly not without its flaws. Halo shouldn't be trying to ape other franchises, and I still can't rationalize the art style change. But there's a strong game in there with extremely solid gameplay and story. The controversy surrounding it seems to me to be largely unfounded. I feel that Halo Reach and Halo 5 are both equally as offensive, if not more so, to the overarching foundation of Halo, and do more to break the formula we're familiar with. I think at the end of the day, Halo 4's biggest problem was timing. We spent over a decade playing a non-stop onslaught of Halo titles, and it seems only now, in 2021, that we're seeing a real break from releases. But when Halo Reach released just 2 years prior to Halo 4, were people really interested in jumping straight back into yet another Halo experience, much less one with a new developer? I think if there was more of a gap between main entries, it might have stood a better chance, and people would have probably been much more excited or interested in what the game had to offer, giving newer ideas more of a shot. At the end of the day, I can only speculate. But I believe that this is a fundamentally underrated entry, and truth be told, I enjoy Halo 4's multiplayer on MCC more than any of the others. As long as it's not Infinity Slayer. Hey folks, sorry about the downtime. In light of recent events, I ended up needing a bit more time than I'd anticipated, but I'm really happy to be back in the saddle and cranking away. Hey dudes, if you want to get shouted out at the end of my videos, you can support me directly on Patreon, which is linked in the description. The goal is to do this stuff for a living, and your direct support goes a long way in getting me there. If you do enjoy this stuff or just want to talk and chill out, I have a Discord, which I've also linked in the description. You can also follow me on Twitter at Jarasunder, where I'm always giving updates about what I'm working on or posting silly Halo memes and such. Time to give a shout out to my Patreon supporters. We're going to do it a bit differently this time, just so I can really thank those who have put so much into the channel. First and foremost, I want to give a shout out to Screamy, who's giving $10 a month and has donated a total of $145. I want to shout out to Tease, who's also giving $10 a month and has given $120 total. I want to shout out Turner, who's giving $5 a month and has given a total of $60. I want to thank Nuck and Futz at $2 a month, who's given a total of $20.70. And I want to give a shout out to Kalen Christ at 7 CAD a month. Thank you all, and sorry about the little hiatus. Back to work I go.